Alright, welcome to day 65 of Mastering Astral Projection. I wanted to continue with some of the troubleshooting steps that Robert talks about in this chapter. I think we talked about relaxation, but some muscular tension after relaxation. So if you're having muscular tension after relaxation, he says, like, if you're lying down, just do things to get your body more comfortable, so applying pillows in the right places, and just talks more about restating that having the right amount of comfort and discomfort to keep your mind awake and your body asleep is what's necessary. So anything that will achieve that is what you're after. So stretching, I think, really helps, actually. I always stretch before I do my work, so and I don't really have that problem, although I do have the problem with when I'm visualizing. Sometimes my actual muscular system gets triggered. So, for instance, like doing the rope climbing technique, after a while it feels like my hands start to kind of clench. And I think the only thing that really helps that is just to be aware of it and relax them. So just keep going back to the relaxation state. Breathwork problems. He talks about sleep apnea. He says that people often find out that they have sleep apnea when they've done astral projection attempts and they can't. And if you don't know what sleep apnea is, it's when you stop breathing while you're sleeping. Some people will go 30 seconds without having a single breath. He only suggests doing a minor shift in position. So I know that some people, it helps to actually raise your head or raise your back and your head a little bit by propping yourself up with pillows. Something else that might help would be nose strips. They have these bandaged nose strips that kind of open the air passageway of your sinus. Other than that, they don't really mention anything here in the book. The brow center trigger. They talk about if you're having trouble during trance, it can help to stimulate the brow center for a few minutes. With a tearing, sponging, wrapping, bounce awareness in the third eye center. Bringing that tingling sensation back to the third eye center is the thing he's saying actually helps. He also says that some people find it distracting. I kind of find it distracting, actually. When I have to get my eyes to focus up into this area, and then I've got all these motions going from doing either energy loosening techniques or exit techniques. I find that my eyes want to travel in the direction that I'm going. So if I am doing a ladder or rope climbing technique and I'm going upward, then I'll look upward. But if I'm doing a relaxation technique, I tend to look down. So I find it difficult to actually always keep my focus up there. It's an interesting exercise, though, to continually try to keep your focus up there and then not move your eyes while you're doing the other techniques, trying to keep the technique solely in the mind and not have it affect the body. So this kind of goes back to the muscular relaxation issue. So there could be a tie-in between the two. If you are having that issue, you might experiment with doing muscular relaxation with the different exit techniques or the body loosening techniques while looking up into the third eye center. I don't know how much it actually helps. He says that it can help trigger and augment vibrations. I'm not having really much of either, so I can't really tell you whether it helps or not. So far I haven't found that it helps, though. The thing that I am finding helps was something I mentioned yesterday, which is practicing having your body move in a different direction very slowly. I get really interesting sensations with that. I feel like I'm on a really large ship and it's very slowly rocking. I can just barely feel the change of direction from side to side of the ship. If you've ever been on a big cruise ship, you know what I'm talking about. And then I have to really struggle to pull myself back to center. It's very, listen to yesterday's exercise, or yesterday's log to know what I'm talking about. Mind taming problems. He talks about mental chatter. He suggests listening to music. Try to find something like classical music, and then focus solely on the music. Really, really focus on it. And then once you get to that place, you can switch to something that is just more like an ambient sound, like rainfall, ocean waves, wind, crickets. And then if you have the opportunity to go to the brain wave generator, or look back at week 3 of the mind taming exercises that are provided there. And I want to note that I did have an interesting experience when I was doing some work. I really started focusing in on, I'm using the brainwave generator, I really started focusing in on the brainwave generator, which I don't usually do. I don't really listen to it, it just kind of plays in the background, but I really focused my attention on it. This was like yesterday or the day before, and I did feel a big shift in awareness. So if you have any isochronic tones, you could use those. Try my neural ambience music. I highly recommend that. In fact, maybe I'll put the link back into the description so you can grab it. But those are great to focus on. I've meditated with those since I created them. It's been over a year now, and I find them really useful. You really just focus on them and just kind of let yourself go with the music. So try that out. What else? Preoccupying thoughts or concerns. Writing down your thoughts or concerns or the things that are troubling you before you do the actual projection work might help a lot. He makes a suggestion. Try worrying about it tomorrow. Just tell yourself, tomorrow I will spend time worrying about this. I guarantee you it's going to happen. I'm going to worry about it tomorrow. But for now, let's just set it aside. And then just do the same thing tomorrow. And then eventually it won't bother you anymore. Yeah, like if you've got to get your smog on your car done, just put it off till tomorrow. Just worry about it tomorrow. If you need to ground, take a shower, do some gardening, exercise, take a walk, read a good book. Got it? Okay, I think I'll leave it right there. In regard to the steam engine technique, which is what we're working on today, again, this is another one like the helium balloon technique. I'm not getting it. Putting your arms straight out in front of you, moving them like steam engine wheels, and controlling that in your mind's eye, and then reversing it every 20 seconds. They're saying it's really hard. I don't know what's really hard about it. I'm not even sure why I'm doing it, and I am having a hard time focusing on it because I don't care about it. Just my opinion. He says that it'll really help to build your control, and that in itself can be a trigger. I don't know how it could be. I don't get it. It doesn't seem to be really useful to me, and I don't. I'm going to keep trying it if I have to. Oh, no, we're going to the water ski rope technique tomorrow. But it's still going to be in your arsenal of techniques, so try it. You're just moving your arms in concentric circles in front of you. Brian says that the more you have done the energy raising, the more clear your dreams will be at night. Now, I tested this last night. It was very interesting. I decided to do any energy raising when I got into bed because somebody I've been having a conversation with back at day 59, and he has been astral projecting for a really long time, and he was giving me some pointers, and you can go back and read the thread. It's a really, really good thread. I highly recommend going back to day 59 and reading it. But I decided to do some of the work last night when I was laying in bed, and I did energy raising, and I had the most colorful dreams last night. I mean, in fact, I even triggered a lucid dream last night. The colorful dream wasn't the lucid dream, but it was so bright and vivid. There were so many colors. It was just absolutely incredible. I mean, rarely do I have dreams with that vividness of color in it. And I really attribute it to doing the energy raising. I still think it's the best technique to do, and Brian seems to like it a lot too. Another thing I want to comment on, now I know we're focusing on Mastering Astral Projection book, but in Lucidology, he makes a big point of the eyes needing to come to complete stillness to get the body to move into a state of sleep, because that is something that happens during sleep. The other thing is the body is in complete stillness. So really everything needs to be in complete stillness. And I find a lot of these exercises in this book, they get my eyes active. Now, I don't, these are competing points of view, but you might want to just toss that in. What do you need to do to keep your eyes still? To me, that doesn't mean moving into the third eye trigger. So it conflicts with Robert's point of view. So take it with a grain of salt, practice with it, play with it, and I'll see you tomorrow.